This is Anarchast.
Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. We're here in Acapulco, Mexico at my new home. I'm here with Jan van Vliet from the Netherlands. He's an anarchist, of course, and he came to visit Acapulco. He had read in Dollar Vigilante, which is another newsletter I write about Acapulco, and he'd seen Anarchast, and he pretty much picked up and sold everything he had and moved here. And we're going to ask him all about that. But before we ask him that, I want to ask you the first question I always ask is, how did you become an anarchist?
I think I became an anarchist a few years ago. First I had a girlfriend back then, and this was with the financial crunch in 2008. And then, let's see, I didn't really understand what happened, so I had a girlfriend at the time, and we watched the Zeitgeist documentary. Realized there were some problems with that. And I think I got into Edward Griffin at that point, with The Creature from Jekyll Island.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the first books I read about this kind of stuff.
Ah, yeah, it's a good book.
Excellent.
Actually, I never read the book. I just watched YouTube lectures, of course.
Okay.
But then I discovered Mises.org, and I mean, the arguments are so compelling. And at some point I think I stumbled upon a video by Stefan Molyneux for Statism Is Dead. It was like a PowerPoint slide, and he gave all the arguments that the state is just a territorial monopoly and all this stuff. And I think that maybe I'm an anarchist. But I always thought, I think I've been an anarchist. I was already anarchist before that, but just not. I didn't realize that the state was pretty bad. Like I used to think they were good, but they're not so good actually.
No, I don't think so. That's interesting. We should talk a little bit about Zeitgeist, because I hear that a lot from people, and I think the first 2/3 of that movie are pretty good, and it kind of draws you in, and it actually talks about a lot of anarchist kind of stuff. But then he goes crazy and says, so we have to become communists and have robots do everything for us. And like,
Marxism with robots?
Yeah, it's
ban money? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you know.
Well, this is one of, like, I remember when I saw the Zeitgeist documentary, I started getting in arguments with family about, I remember saying we should ban interest. Interest is bad, but I mean, that's the incentive for borrowing capital to people. So, I mean, and then quickly, I think I was a Zeitgeist guy for about a month, and then I got over it. Didn't last too long, luckily.
No, you had good instincts. Like I said, when I first watched it, I was quite, oh, this looks pretty good, and then at the end he just whacks you with communism.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night, that because I got out of college, and instead of, I got a good gig doing a web shop for somebody, and I didn't realize about all the taxes. So I used to pay sales taxes. You do that every 3 months or so in the Netherlands. So I thought I paid my taxes, and then my dad asked me, "Did you pay your income taxes?" I said, "What? I paid my taxes." And then a year later, another letter came in like, "Hey, you didn't file any income tax," and I didn't put anything aside or anything. So it was a huge hit. I really stressed out. I think it's about the same time I became somewhat of an anarchist.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt getting a bill from a bunch of criminals saying that you owe them money for things that they had nothing to do with.
Yeah, it's not so pleasant. It's not so pleasant.
And so you pretty much packed up in the Netherlands, and you sold everything you own?
It was about a year ago. I think it was around this time, like November. And I was reading this Doug Casey article, How to Get Money and How to Keep It. And it's basically like he goes on like what to do if you have no money, and then like 3/4 into it he goes on what you can do if you have money. So I was in the first category, but it was pretty interesting. Like it's pretty simple actually. You produce more than you consume, save the difference. It's pretty easy actually.
It's amazing not many people catch on to it.
Yeah. And he said, you know, we need more libertarian billionaires. So
yeah, we do. And I think there's going to be a lot. There's a lot of young guys like you that are all coming out of the woodwork now, and a lot of smart guys. And I know you've been looking at business opportunities here in Acapulco.
Oh yeah, I think I was telling James when I just arrived, I think this is going to be huge. Like once this thing starts cracking, all these people are going to want to get out of there. And this, I mean, the weather is good here, food is cheap, people are friendly. The buses, what was it, 6 pesos for a bus along the entire coastline? like a nightclub in there. I mean, I like those buses too, by the way.
Yeah.
They have way more character than like a government bus.
That's right, free market bus. So
Yeah.
each just so you know, if you've never been to Acapulco, all the buses are private, and they will literally race. And there's tons of them. You can't go 30 seconds without seeing a bus, which is quite different from the statist bus system, where it's once every hour or two, and they usually scowl at you when you get on.
Oh, yeah.
But here, each of them dress up their buses differently. Some have like
Flat screen
discos,
TVs.
yeah, flat screen TVs, all kinds of great artwork.
Reggaeton music in
Yeah,
it.
it's like a party.
They're great buses. They have lots of character. Like government buses don't have character. They're all the same.
Well, government
Egalitarian.
is communism, right? It's centrally planning.
Of course.
And with all centrally planned things, it always goes like that. It becomes just, it all looks horrible, and there's no style or anything, and yeah, it's just brutal to have the government involved in anything.
It is. I like these buses way better. Like, it's cheap. They're fun. 6 pesos. I can't believe. Like that's
about
when
50
you come-
cents.
That's super cheap. And you can ride all along the entire coastline for 6 pesos. It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, that again, without the government involved, without taxes and tariffs and regulations, you know, if they made them actually, you've seen the quality of some of the buses. Some of them are little banged up. But of course, if the government just stays out of
Let's
it,
call it rustique.
rusty. Yeah. Yeah, some of them are definitely a little older. Not all of them, but some of them for sure. And but that's what happens when you let the free market perform. It functions great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And so, have you seen any other business ideas here? I know we were talking about a tobacco shop possibly, or
Ah,
importing.
yes. Most of like all the shops here, they sell the crappy tobacco, like these Marlboro cigarettes. You smoke a good cigarette, it lasts 2 or 3 times as long, and these ones have a pretty bad aftertaste too.
Yeah.
So we have
That's
to
full
look,
of chemicals.
Actually,
Actually,
get out of this.
well, once again, the government is screwing with my life because I'm trying to import Nate Sherman MCDs, which are like the top, best organic tobacco cigarettes, and it's been in the mail now, or I don't know where it is, probably Mexican Customs for weeks. I don't even know if it'll even get through. So in the meantime, I have to kill myself with these things. Which is,
Yeah,
you
not
know.
so good.
Yeah, so once again, the government's always just messing with you and just ruining everything.
Yeah, once you get to this, I remember at some point, it's like that scene in The Matrix when you start seeing all the computer code, you know, at the end of the first one.
Yeah.
Once you become a full-blown anarchist, you realize how, like, at least once an hour the state fucks with you, whether you want to get cigarettes or whatever you want to get done, whether you want to drive a car, or, they're everywhere.
Well, that's another interesting point. One thing I recommend to people, we wrote about this recently in the Dollar Vigilante in our homegrown issue, is to get a driver's license from a different country. Because in the U.S., as you know, if you're American and you have your U.S. license, you get pulled over, you're in the system, you'll owe that money forever until you pay it, and they'll charge you interest or whatever, all for just doing whatever, going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, or not even that sometimes. But down here, you can actually go to, and I haven't done this yet, but I'm going soon, you can just go and get a Mexican driver's license. So come on down on a vacation and just get a Mexican driver's license, and the next time you get pulled over...
Cop is what I hear.
Yeah, you can just buy it off cops or whatever. You can get anything off cops, by the way. If you ever need anything, drugs or girls or anything, just ask a cop and they'll help you out.
Yeah, in the beginning, yeah, because there's lots of police presence here. And, oh shit, I almost kicked the kid. Sorry, man.
It's okay.
But,
I'll pick good one.
I was, in the beginning I was slightly intimidated by all the cops with the big rifles, but these guys don't do anything.
Yeah,
They just stand around. So we were talking last night, it would be fun to just go up to a cop and ask him for a light. And where do you buy one of those things?
He didn't buy it, the U.S. government did.
Oh yes. They all drive around in Dodge Chargers too. It's
Yeah,
pretty
all
obvious who's
supplied
paying
by,
for these guys.
Thanks American taxpayer sheeple for making it worse down here. But like you said, they don't really ever. I've probably in 4 years talked to a cop once, well twice. I asked one cop for where I could get some girls at one point when I was single. And,
I bet he knew.
Oh, 3 taxis drove up full of girls in 5 minutes. It's amazing. There's actually a cop at the gas station just down here that I normally see. It's on my ride home on my scooter. And he's usually playing cards with the other people in the gas station. And every now and then I'll be kind of drunk and I'll stumble and he'll just laugh at me.
Yeah, James mentioned how all these cops are looked at as assholes. So they want people to think they're nice. Like, I thought it was pretty interesting. I saw a girl crossing the street, and the cops were like, I don't know, I couldn't understand the Spanish, but they were making remarks like, I don't know, about her butt or whatever. But she completely ignored the cops. I was thinking in the Netherlands, girls would probably like, oh, there's a cop in uniform, and feel all.
Oh, it's totally night and day, because when I'm here and I see a cop, I don't think anything of it other than, oh, there's a cop. But in the U.S., you see a cop, you like, are you checking everything? Do I have every single thing I need? I have my seatbelt, and it's just so stressful.
Down here, they're just putting on a little charade. Like, all I see is they drive up and down. That's all they do.
Yeah, it is. It's just for show. It's theater, just like the TSA and all that kind of stuff. It makes some people feel safer, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, I noticed at night, they're all asleep, these guys.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any cops at night.
No, it's great.
I just realized.
Yeah, there's hardly any real police presence in our lives other than seeing them driving up and down the road. And actually, that's fairly new. That was in the last few years, ever since the real drug war thing that the U.S. has been doing. And they started giving the Mexican government a lot of money to give these guys all these equipment and
when
nice
did that
cars.
start?
Just a few years ago. So when I first came here to Acapulco, there was nothing like that.
Was that around the time the cruise ships stopped coming?
Around then, yeah. There was a period about 2 years ago where there was a lot of drug violence. Nothing around here at all. There's nothing around here. But on the other side of those mountains, there's a whole other side of Acapulco that I don't really recommend you go check out.
I heard about that side.
But you know, they're two completely different places, and no tourists I've ever heard of have ever had a problem down here. But that, of course, is the exact opposite of what they hear on their news every day in the US. So, you've been enjoying yourself?
Oh yes, I'm trying to make a list of good restaurants. Like I'm not a big fan of the traditional Mexican places, but I'm starting to get a nice list now. There's Mango's, Forza's good.
Oh, there's
We
hundreds.
have El Jaguar. I still want to. Have you been there? It's like,
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
apparently, it's good traditional Mexican food.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you're right though. Actually, some of the least best restaurants in Acapulco are Mexican restaurants, but they've got some amazing Italian, Japanese, Thai, Chinese.
I was looking for Chinese food, but I haven't found anything yet.
Oh,
so.
there's one. I'll tell you where it is later, I'm sure.
Excellent.
Don't need to bore everyone with all the details. But yeah, I guess that's basically it. Is there anything else that we missed talking about?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's lots to talk about anarchy. But...
I thought it'd be fun to talk about socialism in the Netherlands.
Oh, right. We forgot about that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, supposedly the Netherlands is so liberal on coffee shops and getting weed and all this stuff, but they're kind of clamping down on that now. So, as of January 1st, only citizens can get weed at coffee shops. So, you're gonna have to go down to the municipality and get like a print of your citizenship there, and then it's over with the free love in Amsterdam and the weed and all that
thumb
stuff.
scans and stuff.
Oh yeah, well, I'm not sure if they're going to do that. They're kind of going back now, but I think that's like a strategy. First they're going to say, we're going to do it really bad, and then right before they do it, they're going to do it a little less bad so that they can still look good on the camera when they're doing it. That's
and then a year later, it's no big deal. It's just now you need some thumbprint scans.
Oh yeah. Actually got caught up in that before, because they already installed the fingerprint scanners way before all this stuff came. So I think they came there 2 years ago, and then I walked into a coffee shop, got my product, and then I wanted to leave, but I couldn't leave without scanning my finger. And I actually did it, and then I went back and I asked, what's the deal with this? What are you doing with this information? But the guy, I mean, this was just a guy pouring in coffee. He didn't want to be bothered with it, but it felt like a trick there.
Yeah, well, they're always doing something. You can't even keep up with it. You know?
Yeah, well, the thing, because healthcare is completely socialized in the Netherlands, and people are very proud of this too. So I wouldn't be surprised that, at some point you're going to receive some letter at home. Oh, we see that you visit coffee shops a few times a week or whatever. So you're going to have to pay a little extra from now on.
Yeah.
And the same thing is probably going to be true for cigarettes. Like,
absolutely, they're doing that in the U.S. right now, and that's the horror of socialized medical care. Is as soon as you do that, so all of a sudden everyone's supposed to be contributing to this big pot of money to take care of everybody. All of a sudden, people who didn't care that you smoke, all of a sudden are saying, "Hey, you shouldn't smoke. You're costing me money."
You become their liability.
That's
all of a
right.
sudden. It's
So
no good.
the slave-on-slave action gets.
Whereas if you just leave it free, the incentive would be, well, do I want cancer or not? Do I want to risk it? And then if you risk it, you could say, well, I'll just save up, I don't know, $1 every time I buy a pack, and then by the time I get cancer, I can get some treatment. I don't know.
Yeah, of
I
course.
mean, natural order can take care of this too.
Absolutely. Well, it has for a long time. Only now that these governments are really it's looking like 1984 in a lot of these countries nowadays.
Didn't you? I think I read on TV you had some argument that natural tobacco is less cancerous than. I mean, you got all the additives in these. Like you can taste it. You smoke a cigarette and you have the taste in your.
Well, the Amazonian people in Brazil have smoked just pure tobacco for thousands of years, and there's not one case of cancer.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it makes sense, you know. But you can't even get those things, and I think that might be part of the plan, even just to make sure people can't get those sort of things.
I'm pretty sure about that. That's probably the reason why it's so hard to get good cigarettes down here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, also another thing I noticed in Mexico is that James mentioned it was tariffs on. So, for example, you want to buy a flat screen. And technology is more expensive here than, that's one of the things, like food is cheaper, labor is way cheaper, but good technology from outside of the country, pretty expensive.
Yeah, the government takes a big cut on that, of course. And
Yeah.
Even down here it's not perfect at all, but it's much better than where I'm
It's
from.
definitely more free on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. So, we're running out of sunlight here. We're going to have to head off into the Acapulco night pretty soon and see what happens. So I'd like to thank you for coming down and being on Anarchast.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
All
Good
right.
talking to you.
You too. So that's all for Anarchast. Peace, love,
And anarchy.